everybody, welcome to the Lucky Stack channel. On my last video, which was a live actually, that I did, I started on this diamond painting from Dollar Tree that I picked up, for $1.25. So I'm going to continue working on it, and I decided to take all the plastic off, and I'm just going to tape down the diamond painting to the table. Now I may have to move it once in a while for glare issues or whatever, but I think that's the easiest way. I may have to straighten it up a little bit here. There we go. Like I said, I took all the plastic off. I know there's a glare right there. Sorry, I can move the light a little bit, but it just moves the glare in more places. So, so I think we'll just leave it like that and just work on it. So I left off and I was working on the A's, but I had a line there of the plastic and the tape. And what I've decided to do, like I said, I took all the plastic off and I'm just going to keep doing all the A's. It's a small enough painting. I don't feel like it's a big deal to just keep working on them. If it was a huge painting, I would take it off more of a section at a time, the plastic, but the problem is I have no place to put my fingers. And I was working with the 3 pen. You can see that, and it seems to work pretty good. This is the first Dollar Tree painting that I've been able to do with the multi-section pen, multi-dot pen. Usually you can only do the singles because the spacing didn't work out right. But now, for some reason, maybe they changed their supplier or something. I don't know, but it's a different layout. Like, it's all rows and stuff. So I figure I missed a dot. I only got 2 dots here. Okay, good. I got a spot right here. So I'm working on the A's. I can't forget what I'm working on. Because I'll suddenly start filling in something else. My hand's going to be in the way. And I guess if I was going to work on this side, I could have pulled the painting over a little bit. But yeah, whatever. We're just going to work on it. In some of my previous videos, I've been telling crazy driver stories in the past because I think it's funny. Because people are idiots. Not so much a crazy driver story, but I was picking up my daughter at her college. This was probably a week or something ago. I don't know. It's been a little bit ago. And not that a person was driving crazy, but there was a boot on the car in the parking lot, and I thought it was kind of funny. I think there's certain parking lots, the students can park in, and certain parking lots staff can park in, and then there's guest parking. And I actually went at the beginning of the year and talked with the security office who issues parking passes, and said, where should I park? I'll be staying in my car, when I wait for her to get out of class. And they said, well, go ahead and use the guest parking. There's usually space there. The student parking that's closest to the buildings, is always crazy full. And then they have farther out student parking that's quite a ways away. So they told me I could do that. So I've been doing that. But then I think what happened is, I'm guessing it was somebody with a student pass, like a parking pass, that parked in the guest parking, and that's why they booted them. And as I sat there and waited, they came and took the boot off, and then the girl walked up shortly after, who owned the car, and got in and left. And I don't know if she had to pay a fine or if they just, let her off the hook easy. I don't know, just, yelled at her or whatever, don't do that again kind of thing, a warning. I don't really know. It's none of my business, and I don't really care, but I thought it was kind of funny. The students think they can get away with parking where they want, and that one got caught. As I'm recording this, it's Thursday evening. My son is working late. He's working second shift for a while they probably hire somebody to fill that spot. He's really usually on the day shift. And my daughter's staying late for activities at school. So it's early Thursday evening, and I suggested to my husband, I'm like, why don't we go out to get something to eat without the kids? He's like, yeah, maybe. So we might do that in a little while here. We don't do that too much. Part of it is we just don't like to spend the money. We eat at home most of the time, but once in a while we're like, we can go do something. We don't have to worry about the kids. They're on their own. They're old enough. They're big boys and girls. Alright, we'll be almost done with this section here in a second of the light blue letter A's here. Okay, that works pretty good. I'm going to move over to this area, which is bigger, but I can hold it up here. I just can't hold it down here anywhere. Have you guys noticed that all SUVs seem to look alike? I'm not a car person, right? My son is, so that's kind of how I learn some stuff sometimes. My son likes to, look at different cars, and he can identify a lot of them. I really can't, and most of the time I don't care, but all SUVs seem to look alike. And lately, I've noticed that I've seen SUVs that are like high-end names And they still look like the cheapy SUVs, like, you know, not the cheapy, they're nothing's cheap, right? But so I've noticed that I've seen SUVs that are like, I saw one recently that was a Porsche, and it just, to me, it looked like every other SUV. I've seen a Lexus SUV. I've seen a BMW SUV. And the crazy one that I've noticed lately, I saw one that had the horse on it of the Mustang. You know, the Mustang cars, they're like the cool sporty cars. Now, they made an SUV that looks like every other SUV, except it's a Mustang. I'm like, well, that ain't right. My daughter said the same thing. She goes, you know, Mustangs are supposed to be sporty little things. I'm like, I know. So I don't know why they all look alike. Like I mean, yeah, there's differences, and I'm sure there's differences in the engine and performance and stuff like that, but they all just look alike to me, probably because I'm not an expert, and I don't really care to be an expert, but they all just look alike. I need to go back to this side to start. I can see the starting edge better, I think. So I figured this painting will maybe take a few videos. I don't know. I really didn't plan it out specifically. I was just gonna work on it as I felt like it here and there. I kind of like taping the canvas down. I don't have to hold it. I can just sit here with my other hand free. I don't have to hold it. Alright, I'm gonna go fill in a couple of these A's. I know there's a few singles up here, so I'm gonna go fill them in with the kind of ones that I can't use for the multi-piece anyway, so I missed one there because I started at one end and then went back to the other end. There we go. And I can actually bring this down here as long as I don't put it in the non-done area, right? I gotta say, this little gummy stuff, whatever you call this stuff, I haven't refilled it. I've done this whole painting, 2 videos worth, and I haven't refilled the pen with the gummies, so that's kind of interesting to me. And the quality of it's pretty decent, I guess. I might have to hold down the tray here. There we go. It might be about time to refill it. I shouldn't have spoke so soon because now I can only get 2 on there for some reason. but there's a 2 spot right there, so. Alright, I'm gonna, sorry, banged down my pen. I'm gonna fill the tray a little bit, add a little more to the tray, and I am gonna top off the pen too. I keep telling people don't shake it over the painting in case you drop some, but then I keep shaking over the painting, so do as I say, not as I do. I'm just getting a little more gummy stuff. What do you call this? Wax. I couldn't think of it for the moment. Alright, now the trick is, I've learned when you have fresh wax on it to not press too hard, because then you'll just mess it up. So do a gentler touch to start with. I just kind of messed those all up, but I still got 3 on there. Weren't on the pen very well. They didn't line up in their spots very well. I'll fix them. They're not on the pen very well. Again. Sideways, but I think I can push it back into spot. There we go. Alright, I need to move these around. They're not lining up because the ones before it weren't lined up. Alright, now I'll get a few and stick them in the empty spots. And the singles. Or 3 there. When they start catching a 4th one, I know there's too much gummy that is squished out, too much of the wax. And so I push it in and just wipe the extra off. And then it'll stop picking up the extras a little bit. I feel like I'm trying to take too much wax off though. It's not working for me. There we go. Just throwing the extra wax in my garbage bag there. Oop, I stuck my finger where I shouldn't have. Let me finish up these couple singles up here. Get them all taken care of. You can kind of move these after you lay them down, like they'll slide in the stickiness, but sometimes I notice they kind of like slip back. Like you slide it up and then you look and it'll be back down. Okay, we're still doing good. We just have this area right here to finish up. Of the blues, I mean. See, that one wants to jump out. I didn't get them lined up quite right, so they're overlapping, and then they don't like each other then. Alright, I only have 2. Oh, there's a 2 spot. shake up my tray again. All right. It's coming along. One that fell off the tray, so I'm picking it back up. So just trying to get this in the right spots. Line them up right. Some videos I talk more than other videos. I guess I've talked myself out. I don't have much to say anymore. More shake, shake, shake. Okay, got good rows again. I got an extra on there. Kind of straighten up this row a little bit so I can get the other ones in here better. That did not work so well. They moved around as I tried to lay them down. They didn't get on their spots right, and I got one still sitting on my pen. Okay, we're getting there little by little. Boy, it's a beautiful weather day outside today, too. We've been spring has been slow in coming this year, and it's kind of nice to have a day where you can actually go out, and if you want it in shorts and t-shirts. I haven't quite pulled out my shorts yet, but it's very nice out today. Let's just say that. Kind of pushing these up. That one popped out. There we go. Sometimes when I start getting frustrated with the 3 end, I just go to the 1 end. But I feel like, you know, obviously that'll take a lot longer, so I really didn't want to do that. Shake up my tray again. We're so close to the end of these. And then it'll be done for the whole painting, so. I only got 2, but I got a 2 hole right there. That worked. Singles in the holes that we're missing. Could have used that as part of a 3, but Getting close. Shake up my tray. By the time I get done with this color, I feel like we'll be almost, you know, around halfway done with the whole painting. There's a lot of blue sky, and then we'll have some other shades of blue, and then we can work on the boot. I'm not going to do that all today. Almost there. It's exciting. Can you tell I'm a goal-oriented person? I make myself like cleaning lists. You know, like do laundry, wash dishes, you know, I don't do it all the time, but just sometimes when I'm feeling a lack of motivation, I will do that to motivate myself, so I can cross off the list and go, ooh, look what I accomplished to myself. Not that I'm going to go spreading it to, you know, shouting it to the rooftops or anything like that, but I like having goals to complete. And then I feel like I accomplished something. I'm checking to make sure everything feels like it's laid down good here. I think we're good. I think I kept one there that's somewhere that seemed a little raised, but all right, we are done with that color. It's been over half an hour. I think we'll be done with this video. So thank you guys for watching the Laughing Stock channel. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.